I don't even think I should be doing this. Off comes the hat. Sweating alright. God. Before I even do this video is going to be the good, the bad, and the what the fucks, 10 or 11 random movies. I want to do this uncut because I don't even think I can do any editing. Sorry, I've been flawed for the last 3 days. I've been off work for 3 days with some kind of virus, and I got home and I was just in bed and I just like slept. I mean, Friday, I can't even remember Friday. I was like, phone Casper first thing in the morning. Casper, I'm not coming to work today. And he was like, alright. And next thing you know, it was 8 o'clock and I was like, Christ, like, where's the day gone? And I've been watching movies, but like I've been watching a movie, then falling asleep, then coming back watching a movie. And I've been in like a proper, I would say 48 hours, 50, nearly 60 hours in bed. Literally. I mean, I'm sweating now. So I say a massive thank you to Gordon, who's left, I work with, a brilliant manager, Casper, and then Dan for covering me shifts as well. But yeah, I'm just filming this now to see how I am. I've been running around like a headless chicken, so this is like something I'm just going to put on my YouTube channel. You can watch it. But yeah, that's why I'm sitting down. I'm not like running around and jumping around. I want to see how this goes because I've got a few little videos I want to film, like retro videos, which is going to be watches blown away in a package I've got to open. And I want to be enthusiastic. Enthusiastic. But yeah, I've watched 11 movies. 2 of them I had seen before, and I'm going to quickly go through them and try not to do any editing. Now first, still, believe it or not, this is how ill I've been. I watched the entire legacy of Crystal Lake Memories again, which is an amazing thing. You can buy it online. It's not age rating, but it's gory as fuck. It holds no boundaries. There's only a few people missing from this. Kevin Bacon, Kelly Hu, Chris McLovin, the clown, Helmich, the clown. 3-disc set. It's absolutely amazing documentary. You can buy it on DVD and you can do a Chris Davies and cut it down to fit inside a Blu-ray box if you want to keep it for your collection. It's an amazing documentary. Goes through every film all the way up to the remake. I haven't got the energy to do a podcast, I don't think. I just look whiter and whiter on my fucking face. It would be good to do a podcast of Friday the 13th, the remake. We'll just see and all that. It's hosted by Corey Feldman, who narrates all the way through it. It shows you the birth of Jason, where they got the ideas from, the TV show as well, Freddy vs Jason. It's on for, I was going to say 13.5 hours there. No, that's it. It's on for approximately 400 minutes, but it stops at every chapter, so I'll be like, but no, an amazing documentary. Anyone who's a Friday the 13th fan, like I am, needs to watch it. Now, I want to turn these around actually because they're the wrong way around. They're pretty much in order and how I watch them. I sit phone around, so I've done an Arrow video, haven't had time to edit it. I'm going to put this as a bit of a channel update as well. I've done a new good, the bad. I've done 2 good, the bad, the what the fucks. One's finished with Condog and Crew. I've done loads of baboonies and stuff like that. I'm on a filming ban, so I'm not meant to be even filming this. I'm meant to be catching up with the backlog. That's why I'm not doing any editing. The only text at the start was my name. I'm not even going to try and cut this video. It's just like one big long take. It's just, there's so much to edit. I'm doing an advert for Games Galaxy a few weeks ago. I've been developing that. I've just finished some stuff for Predator 2, so there's going to be a Predator 2 podcast, Predator 2 Baboonery with Mr. Jack, and 7 video game entries of trying to. I am sweating. I'm sweating that much. I can smell myself straight away. I don't think I've got any deodorant handy. Got everything you could possibly want behind us, but no deodorant. Anyway, off that note, first one, Fish Called Wanda. Now I watched this there was the night before I was ill, but this is one of my Arrow one. As I say, I've done a new Arrow video. This is one of the ones I get. I'd never seen it. I pretty much grew up on Fierce Creatures, which is the supernatural, spiritual sequel of that. Set in Britain. Monty Python teams up with an American counterpart for a heist movie, and like who's who, and trying to outdo each other, and stuttering, and John Cleese putting on his sexual antics, which I know and his friend Abby will love. John Cleese getting all sexy, but it's one of those films where you got the Americans coming in, the British, but even though it's this is sort of a British production, especially written by John Cheese, who does the audio commentary for it. The Britons come off as a bit of a tea-loving family, bobbies. It's like when I watched an interview with a hitman recently, I was like, the English come off so bad, even in this day and age. I'm like, come on man, do you even come to Britain? I'll have to take my hat off. Wow. Anyway, it's been a 15. It's great to have that in my Arrow collection. I didn't see what much was a hype about. I didn't really laugh that much about it. So to me, it's a bad movie. It's not a good movie. It's a classic in its own right. Arrow's done a good job. In some places, it's still a bit grainy, but again, it's one of those ones where it was filmed in Britain, and like Britain back then Britain weren't known for making movies. If you look back at the 80s and the 90s, they were very hit or miss until the likes of Trainspotting and stuff like that made them a great part. Or I was just going to look if Shallow Grave was handy. It's right down there. I'm not even going to grab Shallow Grave. I'm just fucking ranting now. Wow. This is probably going to make us even more ill. Anyway, Britain wasn't known for movies back then, so I don't think it's been preserved really well. It's like classic British stuff is Only Fools and Horses. Have you seen that on DVD? That has not aged well at all. Anyway, next up from the Arrow collection, the first one I got, I finally watched Battle Royale. It's a special director's cut edition, which, I mean, that's got all the cast on there, the victims. If you've never seen this, my god, what a movie. Now it's all in Mandarin. I actually seen this with Jonathan Frank and JJ Perry, and I think Nick Roundtree in Bulgaria. It was the first time I see it on the set of the tournament. Battle Royale is one of the films that inspired the tournament. Everything from down to the trackers, the isolated situation, the fucking ludicrous fucking like idea of like putting people together and just fight to the death. I know Hunger Games has borrowed a lot from it. This is being slapped with like Hunger Games is that popular, and it's very similar that the Hunger Games font and crest has been put on DVD versions of it. So it's great for Arrow to come along. And Arrow, rather than release a special edition as an extra on the DVD or the Blu-ray itself, they've released 2 versions of it as well. So if you've never seen it, basically this school set in Japan when fucking all hell has broke loose, and they basically get put on an island, and you know, it's like fight to the death. There's 2 transfer students, you know, both like one's a complete psychopath, the other one's got nothing else to live for. It's not really shown like The Condemned with Stone Cold Steve Austin, where it's all on television and people are betting online. This is just like, it's how to wipe out the next generation and keep the population down, and you know, the kids are rebelling that much, they fight to your death, and they get chucked out there with the backpacks and fucking death, and the deaths are fucking gruesome as fuck. It doesn't hold no boundaries. It's copyrighted in 2014, but it was sort of like a late 90s, early 2000s movie. It's fucking brutal. Like some of the death scenes are really brutal. I mean, the acting's really good. I didn't mind it in Mandarin as well. The subtitles are quite good. I mean, it's just blood, death, gore. You don't really know what's coming. There's like one of the lasses in it's proper psychopath. You feel sorry for a lot of the victims, and it, you know, it's very dark, especially the director's cut. You know, there's a lot of mixed messages going on there, especially with the lollipop and the guy from Johnny Mnemonic, the famous Japanese actor who I don't know his name. I'm sweating here. I'm just ranting. I'm sweating it out. But no, if you've never seen it, my god, fuck me, what a movie. I'm glad I finally got around to watching it. As I say, I had seen it before. I remember sitting next to JJ and he was like, fucking hell, like, you know, the film was such an underground hit. and being such a cult classic. I mean, it does have a sequel, but if you've never seen it, check it out. It'll fucking shock you. It even comes with a warning at the start going, this will fucking shock you. Next up, American Assassin. It's got Big Ben on the front cover. Well, some happens in Britain, but not a lot. Dylan O'Brien, Maze Runner, who chucks a guy to rob his car by getting ran over. Didn't this guy get ran over in real life? That's why it took so long between the Maze Runners. Michael Keaton, who was great to see him making a big comeback at the moment, especially Tyler Kutch as well, who basically got a bit of a box office bomb following him. You know, John Carter and Savages didn't pull the weight. Scott Atkins is in this, didn't even know that as well. I think Scott's been hired just for the martial art fighting in the wood scenes, and there's a bit of an acting to it, so Scott's done that between a couple of films. But again, Scott should have his name on there. Scott went from being the stunt guy to an actor to some really good roles, especially in Europe, and he's made massive in Hong Kong and stuff like that, and in Britain, and he doesn't even get his name on the box as well, which is a shame. Good film, very dark story. I want to put this down actually. Starts off, you don't know where it's going to go, then it goes a little bit of direction, you think, oh, that's a bit it's a bit edgy. I suppose that's why they need to go with it, and all of a sudden he's a fucking trained assassin, you think, really. But okay, good film. As I say, a lot going for it, isn't that long. I put it down there, you get it. 111 minutes, so just under the 2 hour mark. It's got some blood, got some gore. It's got a unique story about it. You know, if you haven't seen it, I would give it a watch. Battle Royale's definitely a good film. That's an okay film, but this is maybe the good, the bad, and what the fucks. But I don't think there is a what the fuck. I'll let you down. Next one is another Mandarin film. Well, it's China. Jackie Chan, Police Story, Lockdown. Now this is part of the Police Story series, or it's not meant to be, or it is. The trailer says it is, so I'm going to say it is. I had this a while, and basically Jackie Chan ends up locked into a nightclub where he's trying to protect his daughter, and it's shot mint. It looks mint, it sounds mint. The location of the nightclub's amazing. It's sort of like this nightclub, but it's all like lights and cages and some weird funky shit going on there. Then everyone who's like kidnapped everyone and used to fight in like the dungeons of like Vietnam or something like that, how they're all cage fighters who have like taken it down, and Jackie Chan's got to fight off against them. Fighting's really good, good stunts. Man, the dub's really good. It is Jackie Chan's voice. The story is why the bad guy does it as well. The twists and turns. If you're a Jackie Chan fan, definitely watch it. Definitely watch it as well. You know, it doesn't have that many comical bits, but like the action is fucking awesome, and I thought the story really caught us off guard. Next up, Dead Rising, based on the popular video game named The Watchtower. So it's not a sequel, it's the first one. There is another one called Endgame, which I don't have. Has a lot of famous people in it, even in small roles. Has a lot of references to the video game. If you don't know what the video game is, what you do? Zombie, full of moles, use everything in the moles to survive. Expanded on that universe. This happens in town, pretty much in Vancouver, I imagine. Filmed probably in Vancouver. Looks really good, but too good. But it's like a red camera, so it's really clear. But then it could benefit with being a bit darker. It's too clear, you know what I mean. Special effects are quite good. The zombie deaths are really inventive, and the practical effects look good as well. It throws a lot of elements from the video game in, like the fucking Lego heads and the fucking Frank West's in it, and you know, it feels like it's been done as an internet video. You know, internet parts, it always fades to back every 15 minutes. Could have worked as a series, could have been a pilot. This could have been a pilot for a series. Then the second part was like, oh, this did really well, so there's a second part I haven't seen, but then there hasn't been a third part lately. So there's quite a lot of actors in it, some really funny bits in it. There's a fucking killer clown in it, Jack, which is really evil. CGI does drop here and there, but it's expected. But if you want to see zombies getting killed, it's fucking class. As I say, there's a lot of great cameos, crossovers to the video games if you played it as well. Next up, this film had me on the edge of my seat, not just trying to pick it up there because the pile's getting lower and lower. I was Paul Walker, and this says a fine showcase for Paul Walker. So this could be Paul Walker's last film. I'm not sure if it is or not. It's got one of them fucking shiny covers. Every second counts. Basically, he gets rushed in the hospital with his wife, who gives birth premature. There's a hurricane going on. No, there's a hurricane coming near the hotel, the fucking hospital. Fucking hell. And his wife dies, and he's dealing with that happening, and his daughter's being born, and his daughter's born that premature, and he's been on life support and an oxygen tank, and he's really trying to work it out. And as he's doing it, the fucking hotel again, the hotel's going fucking crazy. The fucking hospital's freaking the fuck out, and he's suddenly left on his own, and he's like, "Where's everyone going?" "Oh yeah, we're back for you." And it's just like, "Well, where he's gone?" And next thing you know, the power goes out, and he finds his generator, and he's basically, every time he winds his generator up, I better not do that again, Jesus. He's got 3 minutes, the 3-minute clock appears, and he's got 3 minutes, and like he's trying to, like, next thing you know, he's like, needs some more supplement for his child in the tank, and then he's trying to like get by, and the hurricane's getting closer. Then like, you know, there's fucking scavengers coming around hunting for stuff, and it's just like, "Who are you? Who's that?" He comes Sherlock the dog, and like, it's fucking amazing movie. Like, he is phenomenal as, you know what I mean. I was expecting a massive, like, I mean, he's like locked and loaded, Fast and the Furious style on the back, but like, it's a very serious film, and he is phenomenal in it. And like, I was just proper gripped. Definitely watch this movie, definitely, without spoiling it too much. I was like, even though I was just like, this is probably one film I didn't fall asleep. I mean, all these films I'm talking to you about, I at least fell asleep once watching them. That one I was like, but it was probably when like the lem sipper kicked in. Next up, Bad Teacher. I didn't want to watch anything light-hearted or comedy, and I love this film. I love this film. You know, Cameron Diaz still looks hot for her age. Had a lot of quirky things. I wasn't expecting it to be what it was. I was expecting someone to come into a school and be like, "I don't know how to do it," not someone who like, "Don't give a fuck. I'm just out to get like an easy life," and like the harsh reality, and crash down. And you're gonna see it mile off that Jason Segel would become her boyfriend by the end of it. I have to spoil the film. Sorry. Well, fuck it. Anyway, Justin Timberlake's quite funny in it. But she's phenomenal in it, and just some of the comments, you know, like comments about like the Japanese kid in the class, and like the how rude she is in front of the kids. It's like, fucking hell, that's like, me that was chuckling a bit. But obviously I've seen Sex Drive as well, and I thought Sex Drive is really funny, and I think they work well together as a couple. I mean, look at that. There's a reason just to watch that movie. A lot of funny jokes, and it works really well. And yeah, it was quite a good watch. I knew you told us for ages to watch it, and I never did, but there you go. Next up, Abduction. Told you there's random films I've just been buying for ages, and I just went next pile. I'll do an outtake just for this video. Scary Movie 3, the bit where Charlie Sheen keeps getting up and hitting his fucking head off the fucking light shade. There'll be an outtake where I'll show you. I'll cut to that and show you what's happened later on in the outtake. But yeah, I got up, and next one, Abduction, sliding down there, gun in hand, like fresh off Twilight, which I haven't seen, but I thought he was really funny in Grown Ups 2. So basically the story is, he's just like, he is in Grown Ups 2, call it high school jock, living in the fast lane. His parents are like Jason Isaac and someone else from Carjacked or whatever, and him and his girlfriend he likes across the road to find a picture on a missing child site, and he's convinced it's him, and it turns out it is him, and it turns out that there's someone's been looking for him. And does he trust his parents or not? Next thing you know, it turns into American Assassin. He's suddenly like an invincible assassin. He's, you know, everyone's after him. He's on the run, and it's a very action-packed. I mean, it's only 12, so it's a very action-packed on the run thing. But what I quite weird about it, I mean, it's got enough to go on interest in the story. He just seems to go here, right? It goes, right, we need to get away, and just goes, and then he just goes, right, I need to run away again. And it just seems to do a lot because everyone just seems to find him easy enough. You know what I mean? He needs some fake ID, right? There's his mate, and he's just like, are you not meant to be like on the run? You're just doing this massive circle, and you're getting chased by the FBI, CIA, and you think, hang on a minute, it's just doing a circle. But no, I thought it was really good. Very nail biter. I fell asleep twice watching that film though. I'm saying a very nail biter. At this point I was probably like shivering with a fucking cold. I mean, the first night I got back, I mean, it's hot, it's summer, finally. 3 blankets, hot water bottle, hat, socks, pyjama bottoms, and a fucking fleece. I was shivering that much. I was like this. Next up, I watched this one last night, Minions. Hey Bob. I borrowed Bob off Annie this morning, and the idea of that I might do this, Annie was just like, are you sure you're up for filming? I says, well, I'll try. So hi Annie. Minions, I watched this last night. Now I've been putting off watching Minions for ages because Barney used to watch the best of the Minions on repeat, and I've seen a lot of this in short clips, but not realising this clip went there, that clip went there, this clip goes there, that clip's in from a different fucking movie, that's just a short from a different movie. So Bob, Kevin, Kit Kat Kevin, and Stuart, it's an origin story. They basically spawn from germs, come to shore, try to find a new evil boss to it's a prequel of Despicable Me, and they go through the generations and they're invincible, and like they meet every iconic bad guy from Count Dracula. That was my attempt at pronouncing that. It's a T-Rex. T-Rex? What's behind this? And they eventually find almost like a Cruella de Vil. It's all set in the 70s, so there's a lot of great innuendos and hidden jokes for all the family. But I didn't realise they didn't speak English. It's just like Banana and Bob and King Bob, and like just fucking visually looks fucking great. And it's funny how it had it. I mean, again though, it has a fucking stab at the English for being full on fucking tea party punches and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a good chuckle. Right, next up, I actually watched this like very at the start of the week, but it was in the pile to file up here. Grizzly. Now Killian bought this and was raving on about this, so I thought I'll buy this, plus it's got like an awesome cover. Now it's a 70s movie. It starts off like a 70s movie when I got the helicopter. It's one of them helicopters where it's just a big glass circle, you know, Jaws helicopter. I don't know why I'm trying to show you what a fucking helicopter looks like. So after a massive prologue of this helicopter and the font appearing, you know, this is after Jaws. You know, it looks like it's about 10 years before Jaws. The credits. There's a bear. It's an angry bear, and every time this bear attacks, it's just like this paw. You think, fucking hell. It's like, just like this paw appears, and it's just like that. It's just like someone like pawing people. I think it gets smacked in the face with a paw. And don't get us wrong, for the 70s it's well made, but the paw, and it's just like, okay, and then it's fucking gruesome. I'm gonna hold him like a small child here, and it's my comfort zone. Leave me alone. It's just this bear attacks people, and then it's gruesome. It's like even this kid gets bear hugged to death. It's just like, fuck me. Wasn't expecting the kid to get it. You know, even Steven Spielberg thought the kid in the raft was a bit extreme, and you see the shark too soon, so you like trim it down sort of, but like this kid just gets it. And it's a real bear. When you see the bear, it's a real bear, and it's great that they did that. There's no CGI as well. Before that, then all of a sudden I couldn't stop fucking laughing at the movie. Like, I mean, there is a sequel apparently to it. I don't think it's ever been released, but there's a guy riding along and he's horsey and he's meant to be the hunter and he's on his horsey and the bear jumps out, like literally jumps out, like surprise, I'm a bear, and uppercuts again with a paw the fucking horse's head clean off, and all you see, sorry, down there, all you see is this fucking horse's head like that fly across the screen, and you're like, what the fuck? And it's just like the horse's head lands on the floor, and then the bear has a mini wrestling match with this hunter, and you think, okay, that's random as fuck. Just the whole uppercut of the paw. But yeah, it's been restored really well. You know, it's been survived for another generation. I've never ever seen it on DVD, which probably has been released, but I think 88 films that I talk about quite a lot. You know, it's had a lot of, it's been pressed with, you know, it's the 88 films pick up films that need restoring but don't have a lot of content. I've just done a podcast about 2 weeks ago for Prayer of the Roller Boys, where I'm on about Prayer of the Roller Boys is a film maybe 88 films could pick up. You know, the film could be restored, it looks okay for the time, but there'll be no extra features, you know, and that's what a lot of people want, you know, extra features. Again, with it, this being a channel update and me just ranting on, lately me and Jack have been doing podcasts, but then I've been doing a lot of them on my own, and I've had great fun doing them, revisiting movies that I've never seen, like Watchers here. That's one of the new retro videos I'm going to do. I love that fucking artwork. Done one for Watchers recently. It's just me ranting on about a film I love and watching it, then you really start to watch it and you reminisce and fucking wonder what the fuck's really going on. And you know, the podcasts are coming out as well, so it's great to just ramble on. I like, honestly God, I'm fucking sweating here, losing my train of thought. I've got a new series of podcasts coming out. That's what I was going to say. So that's what I'm going to say. Now, last but not least, this is a film I haven't finished watching. It's not in the box. Halfway through it last night. I have seen it before. It does take the piss out of the English. It's Nicolas Cage. National Lampoon's National Treasure 2. Again, the new Good, the Bad and the What the Fuck is Nicolas Cage movies Volume 1. National Treasure 1 or 2 don't appear in that. Again, it was just another one on the pile. So I've only half watched it. I have seen it before. I think the good films, Nicolas Cage has been doing them in between, making up for his buying his castles with all his random films he's been making on the side. And you know, it's just part of his Disney deal, you know. There's no sign of a National Treasure 3. I think it could deserve being a trilogy. It's good to see that the second one has brought across the, you know, world conspiracy, Illuminati's and stuff like that, hidden treasure. But yeah, I fell asleep watching that. They broke into Buckingham Palace and made the English look like idiots. How he just got arrested for calling someone a bobby, put in a jail cell, and then literally got out of the jail cell, went in another cupboard, went up into the Queen's finger. Oh, there's another good film that really took the piss out of British I actually watched recently as well. You see how straight I got there straight away. Transformers 5. Fuck my life. I watched it in the sheer notion that it was filmed up here in Newcastle, and I couldn't spot Newcastle except for a couple of high streets maybe of downtown Newcastle, but yeah, fucking hell, like, what did I watch? Unicorn's Earth? Did you even watch the original 80s cartoon? Did you realise that we'll never see unicorn on a big screen now, except for maybe a horn, maybe a peeking eye? What are you going to say? The Loch Ness Monster is unicorn's dick? I mean, seriously, I mean, unicorn's meant to be a fucking planet. So yeah, then I see the Bumblebee trailer and I was like, yeah, that looks better. Starscream looks like Starscream. Bumblebee, maybe it's, yeah. Michael Bay may should have stopped. Just fucking right now. So I'm going to film that outtake. Once again, thanks to everyone who's been helping us out while I've been ill, bringing the shit. This is either going to fix us, or I'm going to go in the next room. Let's go. And there'll be another 10 movies in about 5 days when I wake up finally. So thanks for watching now. I'll film that outtake just for the sheer shits and giggles. I'm slaving like fuck, slaving like fuck. Thanks for listening. I'm not even doing a podcast. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Make sure you keep an eye on the channel. There's been some delays with a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of new content coming out as well. Thanks for watching. That's right. Like, share, subscribe. That's right. Goodbye. That's right. Bye. So the top shelf up here is films I've got to watch and stuff like that. So I'd get it and I'll come back to bed and I'll just be like that every fucking time. Every time I would do it. Like every time. So thanks for watching. Right. Enough. You've had us all the last 2 days. I'm going back to bed. Thanks for watching this video. Goodbye. Hello, it's a couple of days later. Look, I'm far better, don't I? I'm fucking healed, finally rested up. Watching you lampshade as well. When I did the video, I basically fucked up by putting the very like, share, subscribe before you watch the extras at the end of the video, and there was nothing. And I was like, right, well, you know, that was a big render, it's 33 minutes rendered. And I was like, well, you know, there isn't any extra outtakes, or I've definitely put it at the wrong bit. And then I went, hang on a minute, Annie gave us a book. And I said, I might read that because I enjoyed the film back in the day. And I thought, right, hang on, it needs to go in this video because it's got no other relevance anywhere. Because it might take us ages to get around to reading it, and it was right there all this time. Get there. Battle Royale, the book. And he gave us it as well, so it's all in English. It's a big epic book. About 500 pages. Island at the back as well there, so yeah. This is the very end of this video. This is nice to quickly film a little bit of an outtake before I do a new podcast for Darkman. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe. God, I'm falling a bit. Goodbye.